Okay, everybody, we just got finished watching Dune 2. So, what was your take on Dune 2?
Dune 2 was a wonderful continuation of Dune 1. It answered a lot of the questions that I had from Dune 1 that were kind of left unsaid.
What were some of the questions that you had?
Some of the questions I had was, what is... I mean, it's really... They go together so seamlessly. It's hard to pinpoint which question. Like what those things were for. Those little things that call the worms. I didn't understand that until the second movie. Okay. I didn't know that was what they were doing, was the calling the worms. I was just thinking that in Dune 1 that the lady who got swallowed, the doctor who got swallowed by the worm, I thought she just got swallowed by the worm.
Okay.
I didn't know she was going to ride it.
Yeah, she
I didn't know that those were callers so that they can ride.
It's the vibrations.
It's a worm call, yeah.
It's the vibrations in the sand. It's the vibrations that... It's kind of like Tremors, if y'all remember that movie Tremors.
Yeah, they
take the vibrations, except Dune goes into a little bit more intricately with the tremors. Like if you walk a particular way, the worms won't detect you.
Moving with the sand. Yeah. That makes more sense too now, because sand, when you look at sand and you see it blowing in the wind on the dunes, it blows in this particular direction, and so that's how they move, and they move like sand. And so the worms can't hear it. I think that's really neat. Whoever wrote this, what's his name?
Frank Herbert.
Frank Herbert.
He wrote the book.
He did his homework.
Last I checked, when I read about Frank Herbert, he was I know for a fact it said ecologist. My apologies if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Ecologist, thank you.
An archaeologist or anthropologist.
I believe he was also into anthropology as well, but ecologist, I definitely know about that. What I felt about the Dune 2, it was good. Now, neither one of us read the books. I talked to my man Shaka about that. Like I know he read the book. I know my mom read the book as well. But the book is like 896 pages, so it's not almost 900 pages. But a lot of the fans of the books tend to, when you're a fan of the book, you're gonna criticize the films and everything.
Yeah.
However, I know my man Shaka. He never he actually liked the sci-fi version of Dune, and I liked it as well. It came on Sci-Fi Channel. It was pretty good. But what I liked about the second Dune was, I liked the take on the mom, how she was setting plans and everything, and how that the women in the background, the religious women in the background, how they were setting up plans, and how I also like the way how they can become pregnant and they can dictate the sex of the baby, the sex of the child inside. And these particular women tend to always want them to have female children because
they don't want the male child to come.
No, because they want more. They want to bring them into their religious fold.
A little cold.
Yeah, cult. You want to call it a cult or zealots, whatever you want to call it. So I enjoyed the how they were written out, the Freeman, where there was an Arabic take on it. Yeah. Where they were people of the desert. I enjoyed watching the fight scenes in it, and they just real well written out, real well choreographed. I believe Zendaya did a really good job. The chemistry between Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet, I think that's how you say his name, was really good. Good chemistry right there. They really casted this film well. The bad guys, they made you hate the bad guys. They made you dislike the bad guys. The fight scene where the one big and bad in Dune 2 was well done. Because it was in black, they did it in black and white, and
I thought that was neat.
And then they faded back into color. I thought that was pretty neat.
I didn't even notice the transition from from color to black and white, and then I didn't. But I noticed it was black and white. But then the transition back to color was pretty smooth. I didn't even notice the change after that point. But the black and white scene was pretty wild. I like that actor who played the Baron's nephew. My goodness.
Oh, yes.
If looks could kill, that dude, he's got his... You can tell that he practiced...
Him and Zendaya,
menacing look.
Him and Zendaya, their looks. You just knew, like, you knew when she was upset. You knew when she just storming out, like, you, and her facial expression, his facial expressions. How you said during the movie, you said, what was the word? You said he's smiling but not smiling.
Yes.
They was
where
like
you
perfect.
could tell he was menacing, but it's began to be, and I don't know if it was the music that helped, but his menacing look, he would just stare. And then he would almost felt like a smile behind that stare, or some sort of a hunger. It was really good. However he did that, really good job, buddy. Zendaya with the thing she does with her eyes when she's trying to hold back tears. Like I like when she kind of flutters the eye. Really neat. Really, I like how she.
Yes,
I feel like that's a signature of hers.
I'm very much looking forward to. There's rumors out there. I looked up some stuff on TikTok, YouTube, where they're talking about Dune Messiah. That's the third part of it, and the way they left it out there is it should be a Dune Messiah. Also, they kind of changed some stuff up from the book. From what I do know that's in the book, I didn't read it, but I looked up some stuff where they said that Chani and Paul, they do come together and they do have children. So she's storming off like that. They have to, if they're going to follow the book, they're going to have to bring that back together and everything. And he is going to war with the houses and everything. For some reason, they wanted him and his father, that bloodline gone. And I still really don't. The emperor said he was that Paul's father Leto was defiant, but. I don't know if that's reason to end the whole bloodline, and everything. So, we'll see.
I think the emperor is under the control of the witches. So, I believe the witches saw a potential male savior coming out of that line. And so I believe the witches suggested that the emperor take out that particular line.
You know what? That makes sense, because in the first Dune, the one witch lady told his mom, Paul's mom, she said, against our wishes, you made it a male instead of a female. So that does make sense. That does make sense.
Something?
That does make sense.
So I mean, it goes back to, I was telling Sean earlier how many biblical and Christian undertones and Muslim or Islam undertones there are in this movie, where it goes back to the male. Like the male is the more dominant, stronger of the two, and these women are seemingly trying to manipulate and hoist the power for themselves apart from the men. Because if the men have that particular same power, I mean, they'll probably end up losing.
Well, the Fremen were different as well. They were based on Arabic culture, but in Arabic culture, they tend to want the woman to walk like 3 paces behind and everything. Whereas with the Fremen, they were equals. They were 100% equal. A warrior is a warrior. It didn't matter about your sex or anything like that. And whereas with this, like, the women want to they want to control. With the other side, I can't remember the names right now. The witches, they wanted to control some stuff. I also noticed that the main enemies, they were like Nazi-like. They were real Nazi.
Oh, the Harkins.
The Harkins.
I remember their name.
they're real.
They're hard to remember.
Real Nazi-like and everything. So it just how it's interesting how film how film captures history and everything like that. So we're gonna let y'all go. Appreciate y'all for listening.